Joining us on the broadcast are our esteemed guest, Dr. Shatorupa, who is a spokesperson of the BJP, Mohammed Tauseef, Rahman, who is a spokesperson of TMC, Rukmani Singh, she's a social activist and a lawyer, and Yogita Bhayana, who is also a noted social activist, is joining us on the broadcast. Tauseef ji, I want to come to you first. The latest arrest of Shibu Hazra, who is a known TMC leader. Your thoughts on this? I would leave the floor open to you to make your comments, sir.
See, they are repeating this from last 3-4 days and nothing new. Thank God Shibu Hazra has been arrested right now because he was hiding somewhere and the whole blame game was coming on Trinamool Congress. So, from day one we are saying one thing, if something has happened in Sandeshkhali, it has to be brought in daylight. The justice will be there if something has happened. But if something is scripted, if something is manipulated, if something you want to put your words into their mouth, the evidence has to be there. And this is what the police wanted some kind of time. But the opposition wanted to politicize this. The opposition wanted to turn Sandeshkhali into a battleground. That was the problem we were facing and we were agitating against this. We were never against any woman. We said if any woman is telling the fact, showing the evidence, coming up with the true facts, we are with them. Whether they belong from Basirhat, whether they belong from West Bengal or India or any part of the world.
Tauseef ji, it is one thing to say that in principle, and it is one thing to say that in TV debates. And I think no political party in this country can, decry or disassociate itself from the cause of women in this country, because it's a constitutional rights that has been given to us, including right to equality and freedom from any kind of discrimination and the systemic abuse that they have faced. My question is that if the local administration had done its job, if there was not a hostile environment there, if the local police thana was not working in tandem with the local henchmen and the politicians, then these women have had the real chance, they would have had a real chance to come forward, lodge their complaints and get, a proper investigation. All of this is now happening because BJP is making noises.
I'll tell you first thing I want to start with. First of all, I do respect each and every woman. It is a very sensitive thing. We are not insensitive about anything. I never said they are lying. I never said they are rubbishing the events. I just wanted to know the fact, whether it is a truth or false, or it's just a blame game, or if they have been tortured by any opposition party to come forward and say something which is not their fact. I can show you one more thing. I have more than 20 videos. I mean, it's a good debate, let's not spoil it. Because Shatorupa ji is hearing, I know that. I can show you 20 videos where there are more than 300 women, 400 women claiming that these things never happened in our district. Nothing happened in our district. Again, they are ladies as well. They are female as well. But again, I will not rubbish those statements coming from those
So with due respect, before I bring in BJP, the statement of somebody coming on record and saying nothing has happened holds no merit. Legally, the only merit is in the statement of the victim whenever they come forward and make a statement. So it's not some kind of a spectacle that has happened where people can come and say this has happened and this has not happened. It's the women who are affected will tell you.
But when you talk about those statements, you have to consider these statements as well.
I don't think legally they hold any importance. It is the statements of the victims and the complainants that will decide this particular case, sir.
So, ma'am, one thing for sure, when you talk about legalities, when you talk about evidence, when you talk about court, emotion stands nowhere. You need evidence. You need proof, right? When you talk about legality.
Sir, law also recognizes the fact that there are some certain times a hostile environment for the victims to come forward and record their statement. That is why in this country there is a need for the witness protection program. That is why the identity of rape victims is still hidden and it's not disclosed. I want to bring Shatorupa ji also into the discussion. Shatorupa ji, one of the key things that the TMC has repeatedly said is that we are not stopping the law and order machinery to take its course. Once there is a formal complaint of any kind of sexual assault being done at the behest of anyone, law will take its own course. It's only very recently that during a 164 statement, one of the victims said that there was an attempt to rape. Otherwise, the most heinous charge so far that was made was outraging the modesty of a woman, which is very different from a charge of a rape or a sexual assault. Shatorupa ji.
Anisha, first of all, whenever Trinamool, talks about this attitude of holier than thou, and we would let the law take its own course, it's almost like Pakistan saying that we are against terrorism. So Trinamool has a
Shatorupa ji,
track
now we have
record
become a
of
Pakistani as well.
allowing
Nobody
the
interrupts
law
the
and
other. Right
order
now,
of West
BJP.
Bengal.
Yes.
Tausif, you will not interrupt me.
No, nobody will interrupt you, ma'am. Make your
Trinamool
point.
has a habit
Yes.
of doing that. Thank you, Anusha. Trinamool has a track record. It's not only Sandeshkhali. Sandeshkhali, they have crossed all limits, and I would actually like to thank the media, the central media, the national media, and this is because of your pressure, of course, supporting our the pressure that we have created in Sandeshkhali, for Sandeshkhali, I would say. And the fact that Arun Haldar has actually gone and demanded President's rule, all of it together has finally made Trinamool and the state government succumb to pressure and at least initiate a cognizance of the additional charge of rape, and I think gang rape has also been added to this latest arrest. Now the point here is there have been several women who are talking about manhandling, sexual abuse, people calling them under various excuses with an intent of sexual abuse. I understand it may not all be very as serious as a rape case, but you also have to understand the women of Sandeshkhali are rustic, they are semi-literate, and most importantly, they
Shatorupa
were
ji, let
the political pressure.
let me ask this question to
they were
you head
repeatedly
on.
saying, Anusha, just let me complete this sentence. Anisha, just 1 second, just let me complete this sentence. They have been repeatedly mentioning Sheikh Shah Jahan and his two henchmen who created a fear psychosis, that if they didn't respond to these cat calls or whatever calls they were to the party office, their families would be beaten up, their men of the houses would be accosted, and their shops would be burned.
I get that point, and that is why I asked the TMC that was there a hostile atmosphere for the victims to. Sir, I'll come back to you. Sir, I'll come back to you. Shatorupa ji, the direct question that the TMC has repeatedly asked is that is this some kind of a drama that the BJP has created only to propagate the narrative that look, everything is wrong in the state of West Bengal. The evidence is thin and flimsy. That's the moot argument of the TMC. Deal with it head on, ma'am. Shatorupa ji.
You see, TMC can keep on saying whatever they want to say. People of West Bengal all over, let me tell you, and let me say this, I mean, at the sake of repetition, what has happened at Sandeshkhali is the tip of the iceberg. This is the same situation right from Himachal up to Ganga. The entire West Bengal is petrified, and this, if you scratch the surface of any social fabric, any other geographical area of West Bengal, you will get the same hues, same cries, same shouts from women that they are being abused. And this is not only happening in rustic areas, mind you, it happens in capital cities also.
All right.
It is a totally different
a
story,
quick response from the TMC, then I'll go to Rukmani Singh and Yogita Bayan.
NCRB records Calcutta as one of the stations.
60 seconds to you. Please go ahead. Tauseef ji.
Ma'am, I'll just say one thing. When she's talking about state machineries, the BJP declines each and everything. And they want us to believe the national agency where they came and they said कि यहाँ पे तो emergency लगनी चाहिए, यहाँ पर ऐसा हुआ. But you know what? You were correct 30 seconds before. Since 2011, 14, 16, 19, 21 and 24, whenever there is election, all these allegations comes in forward. But again, when it's about women's dignity, it's non-negotiable. You cannot negotiate about women's dignity at any case. This is what Mamata Bandyopadhyay, standing in the floor assembly, she said that if something has happened, no one will be spared. I will tell you about the SP's press conference. He said that we will not hide anything. I mean, despite talking to so many women, we still haven't received any such rape complaints. A woman has given the confession before the court magistrate. But at the same time, in a secret confession, she said something, but which is not disclosed as yet. But the SP clearly said that we will not ignore that secret confession.
Well, sir, he better not. He better not. It's a statement under 164. It's outside his purview now. It's before the magistrate. They'll have to take the call.
Do not create a hype. ये कोई जलसा नहीं चल रहा है. This is not Agnimitra Paul, where she clearly says that give me 2 days, मैं इसको बदल दूंगी जंगल राज में, मैं इसको बदल दूंगी
Sir,
war zone में.
sir,
Exactly.
I think the problem is
You need to ask
that without this
Agnimitra Paul as
political
well.
hype, there was no action that was happening by the authorities. But I'll take that question to Rukmini Singh and Yogita Bhayana as well. Rukmini ji, a lot of times matters concerning women dignity, women rights, and how the system deals with the complaint of sexual abuse becomes a political hot potato and a punching bag. In this case, do you believe that's exactly what's happening, or perhaps the politics around this entire matter has brought the attention to the right spot, which was earlier missing, and the entire system was running at the behest of certain local henchmen and strongmen who were clearly arm twisting the entire system?
Thank you for having me here. So, it's all this is very disheartening to hear case after case against atrocities against women in the state. We hear every incident after incident, we hear there are in West Bengal, there are atrocities against women, and the worst part is that there's a female chief minister. In this particular case, Sandeshkhali, it crossed all limits that women from lower social economic background, they are coming out and speaking against the police, manhandling by the police, by TMC leaders. It takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of courage to speak against the local police, the local goon. So I'm definitely the atrocities have crossed all limits that scores and scores of women are coming out and speaking against them. Okay. So definitely Mamata Banerjee on the other hand is going out and saying that it's the BJP that is basically politicizing the matter because of the ensuing 2024 Lok Sabha election. That's very shocking and disheartening to hear. Rather, she should come out and say that we are definitely going to arrest and we will bring him to justice and give.
Well, ma'am, I cannot disagree with you, but unfortunately, that has not been the political reality of this country across political lines. There has been a strange sense of protecting men who have been accused of grave sexual assault. Yogita ji, when you look at the eyewitness accounts, the testimonies that have come on record, a lot of that are yet to be translated into official complaints. That is yet to happen. But I want you to talk about this gap that exists. A lot of times women come out in the open. Say during the Me Too movement, there were various accounts, some of them very disturbing, some of them were accounts of rape and sexual assault. But when it comes to pursuing a matter in a court of law in the Indian justice system, a lot of time the complainants are hesitant and they have their right reasons.
Absolutely, I can't, kind of disagree to what you're saying for sure. It takes a lot of efforts and a lot of courage to come forward and report any case of sexual violence. And when they are coming in groups, maybe they are gathering courage, and Me Too movement was one example of that sort. And I agree to BJP spokesperson who said it is tip of the iceberg. Unfortunately, it is not tip of the iceberg only in West Bengal. She rightly said from Ganges to what happened in Rishikesh to Ankita Bhandari to what is happening in UP to what is happening in Rajasthan. We are one country. We have our daughters are from India, and it is not only West Bengal. But the way Mamata Banerjee treated this case was totally shameful act, and definitely she doesn't kind of gather our respect now. She's lost all respect, and that kind of a thing which we were hoping that she'll bring out a change, being a CM women face. We have lost all that. But at the same time, when we look at other parts of the countries, it is the same reality. Now BJP is making women cry.
We can change the political color of it. Absolutely. As I said that there is a strange sense of protecting men in this country, which can be of any political party, who are accused of grave sexual assault, and those charges should be taken very, very seriously across party lines. Tauseef ji, as the ruling party in the state of West Bengal, what is it that you can tell the citizens? What is it that you can tell the people who voted you to power? The allegations are very serious. It's not just about women coming forward and complaining. The duty is also on the state to ensure that I, as a resident of a state, have the right conducive atmosphere. I can go and make a complaint, and I don't have to be worried about some goons coming to my house or burning my shops. To ensure a conducive environment is also the responsibility of the state government, sir.
First, Yogita ji, I would like to answer you. I mean, I understand what you wanted to say, and it's not that you're blaming on something. I totally respect you and respect your views. But trust me, Mamata Bandyopadhyay has been mistaken. You know, you have taken. I mean, it's not the scene what you're seeing right now. Because I understand it is all about media. It is all about social media. What you have been updated, but that's the only woman who has given the best schemes in India to the people of West Bengal, especially to the women in West Bengal. And she has been targeted thoroughly since BJP has entered West Bengal. But again, I understand the political colors need to change, and it is your view. I respect
Nobody
because
objected
something
to
has
you.
happened.
Nobody
Well,
asked her
let him
case.
finish his point, Yogita. Let him finish his point. Yes,
Yogita
finish
ji,
your point.
trust me,
Finish your point,
I'm not
Tauseef ji.
targeting you. Trust me. But yes, I mean, if you hear the SP press conference as well, he clearly said that there is no denying the fact that incident may have happened when there are so many resources. There is no denying, and this
But
need to
Tauseef
be
ji,
addressed.
I have to
It's
ask you,
13 days.
why was the administration
But you
sleeping?
know when
Why
that
was the
no
It's
no
administration
13th
sleeping,
day.
Tauseef ji?
you are
This
not
has been
Why can't
happening
they
when
for
they
a
are
have
very long
sleeping.
time.
policy to
Why they are
address
not sleeping?
where
This
is the class who gave it to
Yogita ji,
us?
one second.
let
Yogita
me
ji, one
answer.
second.
Yogita
Tauseef
ji,
ji, go ahead. Yes.
Yogita ji, let me answer. These things just started after 6th of February. Never, these things never occurred in front of our eyes, not in front of my CM.
Nothing happens
Sandesh
in
Khali
no
was
rape happens
always,
in front of the
ma'am,
eyes. Everything happens around
Yogita
let
ji,
me
no, one at
complete.
a time. Can I just have Tauseef
Let me
Rahman right
complete.
now?
Let
Yes,
me
let him
complete.
finish his point.
It is,
Yes.
I'm not talking about rape, I'm not talking about troubling women, you know, but this all things started after 6th of February. Sandesh Khali is always a disturbing area because of RSS house. I'm not repeating what Mamata Bandyopadhyay is saying. I'm repeating what is the fact. BJP always want to color that area. You know, these are the same women. Last year, thousands of women came together in front of the administration and they were throwing flowers in front of Mamata Bandyopadhyay because of Kanya Shri, because of Mamata Banerjee's all scheme. But again, I am not denying whatever is happening right now. There has to be something which has happened in Sandesh Khali.
And the
But
state
you need
government
to
should have been
see the
aware before the
administration.
BJP made a political spectacle out of it,
Ma'am, but he wanted,
from the side of the TMC. Shatorupa ji, politics
he
aside,
wanted just a weak
I also
platform.
have to give the chance to the BJP to speak. Shatorupa ji, not just as the principal opposition party in the state of West Bengal, but also as a woman. What are your key demands? The arrests, they are still being made so far. We are yet to receive official complaints on record. Different panels have visited. Of course, there's politics around this entire matter which is happening. But as a responsible opposition, what is it that you ask of the elected government?
Yes, Anusha, first and foremost, as a woman, I would expect the woman chief minister to be slightly more sensitive to the needs, to the hazards that a woman faces in her daily life. I know Tauseef has gone completely off the handle talking nonsense as usual, but Mamata Banerjee has gone on record. The Honorable Female Chief Minister of West Bengal has gone on record several times denouncing rape. She says things like rape in Park Street, mind you, which is a major street in Kolkata, the capital city of West Bengal. She denounces the rape as some shorojantra, some conspiracy theory. Then she says it was probably a negotiation of a woman with her clients. These are the kind of comments. A 14-year-old girl gets raped in a place called Sandeshkhali. Mamata Banerjee goes on to a different forum, a CII industrial forum. I mean, she talks to industrialists and mentions that this girl was probably a 14-year-old girl, mind you, was probably having an affair. She may have been pregnant, so she got raped. This is the kind of comments which I do not want my female chief minister to say as part of the electorate. Whether I am in the opposition or not is immaterial.
All right,
That is number one. Number two, I expect
Let her finish her point. Let her finish her point.
which
Let
is
him,
more
30 seconds to
sensitive.
you, ma'am. Please, 30 seconds. Yes.
Anusha, I expect, the second point is I expect women starting from people of 5-year-old children to right up to people beyond my age, and I'm over 50, to feel safe enough, like you very correctly said, to have a sensitive police station where I can go and lodge my
I can't
complaints
disagree with
to,
you. I'm
whether
very
it is
sorry. That's all the
eve-teasing
time that I have. That's all
even
the
a
time that I have.
police, a rape.
But I believe
Yeah,
whenever
that's all.
I'd close the debate by saying that whenever there are charges of sexual assault, Yes, there would be the government and the opposition, and there would be the obvious politics around it. Everything eventually hinges upon the system and how the investigation is being carried out. If we had politically immune systems in our country when it comes to police, law and order enforcement, we wouldn't have politicization around these serious cases of sexual assault that have come to light. With that, it's a wrap on this edition. Thank you so much for watching.